Welcome into the Cricket Nation Cast domestic season preview special, where I will be transported around all six of our major associations, speaking to the movers and the shakers from each of the franchises as we prepare for the domestic season. So strap yourself in and enjoy the show. Going to the top of the country now, and it's a man from the Northland Cricket Association who's representing Northern Districts. He had a great season last year, taking out the Batter of the Year. First class, one day, he had 4 centuries. It's great to have him on the show. His name's Henry Cooper. Welcome in, mate.
Yeah, pleasure to be here. Like you said, from the north, but coming live from Auckland. So,
Yes.
yeah, moved down here a couple of years ago. I moved in with a couple of the Auckland boys, so it's our case. But yeah.
What's it like, actually? I'm told that it's quite the cricketing household you've got there in Auckland, and a couple of foes that you have to face on the domestic circuit.
Yeah, it's absolutely hard case, to be fair. We're a serious backyard cricket side, if anyone wants to take us on. But
just run us through the team there. You've got Ferguson of Black Caps fame. Who else have you got in that flat?
We've got Ben Horn, wicketkeeper batter for Auckland as well. And myself, so I'm the Lone Ranger from Northern Districts, and yeah, we've actually had some great games, which is pretty fun. It's pretty hard case rolling to the ground in the same car, and then we chuck the war faces on. It's so good. But through the winter actually we weren't really batter, bowler, and keeper. We were sort of more baker, hairdresser, and web developer. So that was pretty interesting. That was a pretty interesting dynamic. But yeah, that was pretty fun.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Tell us just quickly a little bit on that, because you actually worked through the winter as well. Obviously, the domestic contracts kick in from September and run to pretty much the end of the domestic season. So how have you been plying yourself over the winter in your trade?
Yeah. I worked for a civil construction company. We, after lockdown, the obviously the back end of the season ran straight into level 4, but after level 4 started, finished and level 3 kicked in, I moved to the CRL project in the city there, and we were doing some utility servicing in there and that sort of stuff, and it was a pretty cool site to be a part of. It's full noise there, but it's pretty cool to see things take place and how they're doing it. So that was pretty good. A little bit out of my depth, but we worked. Yeah, we got through it, and that was it was a pretty cool winter, to be fair.
And I imagine now you're cracking right back into it with the cricket. A bit of a camp this weekend as well, with both the Spirit and the Knights down there in the Mount. Is that right?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We're doubling up. Not often we get to do that, but now that there's a pretty cool setup in the Mount now with a marquee and almost like an outdoor facility that has sort of been going through the winter for the Black Caps training squads and that sort of stuff down there, and for us to jockey on the back of that is pretty cool. And I think that the marquee's coming down on Monday or something. So, and the Black Caps finished training today or yesterday, and we're sort of sneaking our way in there. And yeah, it's pretty cool to be on grass at this time of year. To be fair, that's sort of the main thing, and for us to share with the Spirit, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love that, seeing both teams down there swapping a few ideas and talking team bonding. I've got the inside line that was there as actually a chilly night spent for the men's team at the foot of the Kaimais near Tipoi, the BJ Watling team retreat. What can you tell me about that?
Oh, so good. So good to do something pretty old school and throw it back a little bit. But yeah, it was pretty cool. We ventured out. I hope Watto doesn't mind me saying this, but to pretty much the middle of nowhere out in Tipoi. I got lost. I got lost. Made the wrong turn at the cow shed and ended up way in the deep of the paddock somewhere. But it was awesome. We all got out there. Paul Head, our physio, set up his claybird shooting, and we did that for a while. And some of us were better than others. I was pretty dusty, but that's about it. And then as the night went on, we just had a few beers and chewed the fat, and Waggy and Dutchy got on the braai and cooked us up a pretty mean feed, which was awesome. And Bowie brought us pulled pork, and it was so good. Sat around the fire, and she was pretty chilly, but it was all good. It was all good fun and all in good spirit.
Yeah, that just sounds like absolute BJ Watling to a T. Some old school stuff, getting the
Oh,
city boys out the
yeah,
back. Yeah,
yeah,
it must have been a pretty cool
yeah.
experience, just even to rub shoulders with, those black cap boys who aren't as round as much with the national duties.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was pretty amazing. Yeah, we had, well, yeah, Timmy Southey showed up for a bit, albeit on the Heineken Zeros, but we
Father
also
now, of
had,
course.
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah, and Dutchy and Wags and Evan Watto there and all that sort of stuff. It was, yeah, it's always awesome and to get away from cricket, like that's as far as you can get away from it. It was so good.
Mm, mm.
Yeah, cuddle up nice and warm in a tent. It was awesome. And yeah, see what I get is full, hunting and fishing gear on, and yeah, it was
Uh,
so good.
yeah, showing you what he's all about. That's great stuff there from BJ Watling. Well, let's get to the cricket then. That's a fantastic a starting point. We mentioned a couple of those names. I mean, the ND franchises at the moment, like no other, in terms of you run through it: Williamson, Southey, Bolt, Wagner, Santner, Watling, Sodhi, de Grandhomme, Seifert, all established black caps. And then they take their contracts, and then you've actually got still a really fine squad who have performed, really well in recent years. How do you see you guys shaping into this season?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's something we always have to juggle, and is black cap movement in and out of the squad because yeah, we like you say we're pretty yeah, we've got a lot of guys coming in and out of the squad, and as long as everyone's sort of buying into one common goal, I guess that's the main thing for us. And like I say, we don't going into each season, we don't know too much of what our team's going to look like week in week out and that sort of stuff, and everyone's just got to be flexible with that, and that's how it is. It's so good when we have them back, even just training with them, and that sort of stuff, and obviously playing with them. It's amazing. You don't really get that, and you wouldn't get that in too many other places, so it's pretty cool.
Well, a couple of changes this year. Obviously, Daniel Flynn is retired. You've had Jeet Raval, who's moved down from Auckland. Anurag Verma and rising star Cartney Clark are the new contracted players, so a bit of freshness into the group.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How good. So good. So yeah, we obviously lost Big Dazzler down to Canterbury as well. So that, yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
spoke to him
so
before,
exciting.
actually.
Oh yeah, nice.
Mm.
So yeah, he's obviously enjoying it down there, but honestly, it's exciting times for the new guys moving in. Cartney and Anurag have completely deserved their contract, and it's pretty exciting to have them around the group. And then obviously a wealth of international experience with Jeet coming in, and I'm just going to hopefully he's probably going to get sick of me asking him questions and all that sort of stuff this year about opening, but it is what it is, and I'm so looking forward to it.
Yeah, Graham Aldridge, the new head coach, and he's going to be assisted by Sri Krishnamurthy. I think they work together at the under-19s, and just for those listening in, Northern Districts will obviously basically splits Auckland in the middle, don't you? So you've got Northland and
Yeah,
Whangarei up there, and then Hamilton, Sneddon Park there, and then you can go out to Bay Oval and the Bay of Plenty there. So the three
yeah.
sort of quadrants come together, and you mentioned trying to bring that all together, and probably by your own standards last season as a team wasn't quite where you want. So looking into this one, setting the goals high again.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. We also pinch a bit of Auckland too with counties, but yeah,
True.
we didn't perform as well as we wanted as a team last year. And for the quality in our side, whether it be with the Black Caps, without, we underdid ourselves last year, and there's no hiding from that. So with this year, yeah, hopefully we're out to put that right. G and Sri both complement each other well, beautifully. So G with his bowling and obviously head coach knowledge, and he's been a part of the group and sort of almost bleeds ND in a way, is pretty cool. He knows guys already and that sort of stuff. And Sri with his freshness, he's passionate. He's passionate,
Good.
and he's great on the flinger, which is awesome as a batter, and he's got the time, and he loves batting and that sort of stuff, and it's been pretty cool to pick his brains over the last couple of weeks already. hadn't had much to do with him beforehand, but his freshness of ideas is awesome. So I'm looking forward to both those tying in with quite a player-driven motivation. It's pretty cool.
All right, well, let's talk to your female counterparts now, and I believe they're in a pretty similar strip to this one, although unfortunately I could only get the male logo on this one, so sorry to the Northern Spirit. They've also got a new coach, Henry, in the form of Joanne Broadbent. She's relocated from Australia, apparently. She's also got an assistant in Rob Nichols. So how do we see the Spirit's fortunes heading into this season?
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Obviously, they've gone through a similar coaching restructure to us, and it's exciting to see what's ahead for them. I think Joanne was involved a little bit last year, and by all accounts, very good. So exciting to see what sort of impact she can have on the squad, and also with Bobby Nix. How good. So him coming down from Auckland, I know he's been involved with the Auckland Hearts there a little bit, and also moving forward with our group. It's pretty exciting.
And of course, they made the Halliburton-Johnson final last year, only to be knocked over by the Auckland Hearts. One of the players I wanted to talk to you just quickly about is Katie Garry, who was named the Women's Domestic Player of the Season right across the board. Another fellow top order batter like yourself. What makes her so good?
She's an awesome player. I've been lucky enough to see her play for a few years now. And she just hits the ball so hard. It's pretty cool to watch. And she's obviously one that's had to juggle a bit of work and some outside of cricket stuff, and she's putting in the sacrifice and that sort of stuff. And it's pretty cool to see her awarded with developing White Ferns contract. So it's pretty cool to see how she's tracked over the last few years and her success year in year out. She keeps dominating, and wherever she can, she seems to thrive. So good on her.
Mate, we really appreciate your time, your chat, your insights, and we're looking forward to seeing you out on the field this summer.
Oh, absolute pleasure, Willie.
Time to go to the city of Sales, and we're joined from the bowels of Eden Park by White Ferns spinning all-rounder and Auckland Hearts captain Anna Peterson. Anna, welcome to the Cricket Nation cast. How are things in the land of lockdown level 2.5?
Things are not too bad there, Willie. I just want to comment on the great shirt that you're wearing at the moment. I think blue really brings out your eyes. So I think you should probably hold on to that for the season, I'm thinking. What do you reckon?
I'm not really sure my family down in Christchurch would agree, but it's a nice looking shirt. I quite like the pattern. Just trying to fill it out's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, you might need to hit the gym a bit more, I reckon.
Exactly. How are things?
Yeah, not bad. Getting back into it, and I think it's been obviously having an interrupted pre-season's been a bit niggly. Not being able to train in that with heading into level 3. But look, the girls are all taking it in their stride, and the boys too. So yeah, we're just fizz to get into it now. Yeah.
Well, the men and the women both had. I'm just having a look back at last season, quite similar fortunes, both taking up the one-day competitions, the Halliburton-Johnson Shield and the Ford Trophy, of course. And then you both went down there to meet the Wellingtonians in the Dream 11 Super Smash final. So I suppose when you look ahead to this season for Auckland Cricket, what are the goals?
Oh, look, I think it would be silly not wanting to do the double with, Super Smash and HBJ. But I think, look, we're actually doing our goals and values and stuff this weekend. So we've, got some good chats to have. For me personally, I think it's more about enjoying the journey of the season and how that goes. Because, I mean, you look at the year so far and it has been a journey, and the season could have quite a few ups and downs and twists and turns and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think if we can enjoy it and enjoy the wins that we have along the way as well, that'll keep us in good stead to do the double, hopefully.
Well, as we look to this season with the Hearts, obviously you got some senior players like yourself, the White Ferns, Katie Perkins, Holly Huddleston, Lauren down there as well. But I do note a couple of new additions to the NZC development contracts. So they're the contracts that are just below the national ones. And Sky Bowden there, who I think missed a lot of last season with a back injury. Bella Armstrong with her swingers, so I think topped the HBJ wicket-taking tally. What can you tell me about those two players?
Oh, look, I'd love to take a bit of credit for how they've achieved what they've achieved over the years. I did coach their age group rep stuff, so take a little bit of credit for that. Yeah, thank you.
Rightfully so. Yeah.
But look, I think, I mean, you look at Sky, and she's someone who unfortunately missed out last year, and I think it's probably actually been really good for her. She was able to have a season where she actually got away from cricket and was a teenager and got to go and enjoy summer, and then really get into winter and work hard and get herself strong and back into it. And I cannot wait to see how she goes this summer. She's bowling it really quick off very few paces at the moment. So I'm trying my best to actually not have to face her in the net. So if I can, make that work, it's great. Same with Bella. I mean, she's just getting better and better every season. And she's a senior player in this group, and she's only 20, So she's got a lot of experience, and she's very mature for her age. And again, just can't wait to see how she goes this summer.
Yeah, absolutely. Look out, White Ferns. And if you had to pick a player from the Hearts squad that fans can keep an eye out for this season, who would it be?
Oh, I can't go past my spin twin, Fran Jonas, my little buddy. It's been really nice having her on board the last season, and again, she's just grown, and it's the head on her shoulders is just incredible. She's so mature for her age, and she just takes everything in her stride. She doesn't get flustered by anything, which is great. You can just chuck her the ball.
She's only 16.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Incredible.
You would think, but you just chuck her the ball in any situation and she just goes for it. So, yeah, very, very stoked to have her part of our group. And again, someone who I just excited to see what happens this year. Yeah,
and I suppose she's going to have to look to balancing a bit of schoolwork and cricket as well. But as a sports coordinator yourself, you know that well in terms of students.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Nah, she's pretty onto it. Yeah, we'll help her with her homework if she needs it.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to keeping an eye out for the 16-year-old Fran Jonas. Let's have a quick look at your male counterparts. They've obviously lost your inspirational captaincy counterpart in Craig Chopra, who's now retired from domestic cricket. A bit of a comment on him because he forged a really respectable career there, and I know a pretty popular member around Eden Park.
Oh, 100%. And he was amazing when I first came into the captaincy role as well. He was so supportive and a bit of a mentor for me too. So, I'm stoked that he's been able to leave the way, he's wanted to. But, he's definitely missed around the park here, that's for sure. His banter, I don't think anybody else is up to his banter level. So, yeah, definitely missed.
New contracts, we've got a Parnell Peach all-rounder, Ollie Pringle. People remember that surname. Takapuna Quick Ross Tabrak, and another O'Donnell, this time in the form of Will, who I'm told is a pretty tidy batsman. And then you look through the squad, the likes of Martin Guptill, Kyle Jamieson, Mark Chapman, Black Caps players who need no introduction, and Glenn Phillips and Colin Munro, who are over in the CPL as well. So a squad stacked with talent. Have you been able to see much of them over the winter?
Yeah, it's been quite nice actually. Like we get, when we've not been in lockdown, we've been getting to train alongside them in the gym and the HPC and stuff like that. Getting to travel with the guys and play before them, and obviously it's also that aftermatch stuff as well. You actually get to talk to the guys and learn from them. I loved last year just having chats with Ronnie Hera and Will Somerville about spin bowling, and they've just got a wealth of knowledge. And I mean, we're so lucky here that we get to train basically all year round outside and get on the grass with the boys or alongside the guys. So we're stoked to get into it. It's my favorite part of the season, definitely. Yeah.
No, it's awesome that the idea swapping and the camaraderie is strong there at Auckland. So we will look out for both sides this year. And just before we go, Auckland Cricket, the club registrations are open now, and they're pushing full steam ahead, hopefully with a full season there. There's also a Bat First initiative, which I believe aims to put bats into the hands of kids who I think in year 3 in decile 1 to 5 schools. And you mentioned you're a sports coordinator there as well. So some pretty cool initiatives going on at the moment.
Oh yeah, totally. I'm pretty excited about it, and talking to the girls too. Like, we want to get out and promote it and get into the community as well, because we know that these essentially are the people that we represent. So we want to get out and help out as much as possible, especially at this time, and the fact that we can actually get bats in the hands of kids. And ready for a summer of cricket. That's just awesome, because I think one big thing with cricket is being able to get gear and the ability to just go outside and have a hit whenever you want. That's awesome. So we're pretty excited about it.
That's awesome. Grow the game. Hearts do it best. Well done, Anna.
Hashtag,
exactly. Still the hashtag this season?
Oh, I think hashtag follow suit. Yeah, I think that's the one.
I love it.
But we still like hearts do it best,
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's a great note to end the Cricket Nation Auckland special. I really do thank you for your time, Anna. Good luck to the Hearts and the Aces this season, and we really look forward to seeing you out on the field soon.
Awesome. Thank you, Willie. Love the top. It's a good top. Keep it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll hold on to it.
Yeah, love it.
It's to the capital we go now. The one team, one dream franchise, title town from last season, if it's in cricket parlance. And we're lucky enough to be joined from the Cricket Wellington offices by young Firebirds batsman and left-arm spinner Rachin Ravindra. Rachin, welcome to the Cricket Nation cast.
Hey, thanks, Willie. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you on. I know you're probably pulling yourself away from the basketball, which I understand you've been spending most of your pre-season on. How are things in the capital?
Yeah, it's been all good. It's been a nice little start to the pre-season training and everything. Everyone's getting into it, both Firebirds and Blaze, and we've just got like a culture session coming up and stuff. So it's all kind of going full steam ahead at the moment.
Full steam ahead, as is the hairdo at the moment, sort of growing out the aff intentionally, or is that just sort of an off-season? Talk to me.
I think it always grows out quite out of control and it gets a bit curly. So I think I'll just rock with it, not shave it off for the next 2 months and see what happens.
Love it, that young man swag. Let's talk about, I suppose we can cover off last season to begin with. 3 trophies for Wellington. You did the double in the Dream 11 Super Smash. Just what was your memories of that fantastic day with the Blaze and then yourself, the Firebirds, following it up with 2 titles in one day with a great crowd there at the Basin?
Yeah, I think it was probably one of the most special days of cricket I've ever been involved in. I think obviously the Blaze being the trailblazers for the whole entire competition, just in terms of the way they dominated throughout, and it kind of showed in the final as well. And it just really, I guess, inspired us to keep pushing on and be better as a unit. But yeah, that day was incredible. I think just like it was a big crowd, and obviously to see them get up in emphatic fashion and then us follow up, like it was amazing to have like both teams in the changing room, both sets of staff, all Cricket Wellington staff there, just enjoying what it was like a special day.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And then, of course, the Firebirds, you went on to claim the Plunket Shield, the 4-day competition, which obviously was cut short by a few rounds, but a fantastic campaign for you guys there in the Whites. Yeah,
it was amazing. I think like winning the Plunket Shield is probably one of the more rewarding things, especially in domestic cricket. I think you play 4-day cricket, it can be such a grind sometimes, and I think as a very rewarding at the end of the day, But yeah, like you can spend overs and overs in the field. You can nick off early and just watch, but that's why I think it was so good, winning that.
You mentioned the grind. I mean, you're only 20, mate. I think you're into your third full season now. Yeah, how are you enjoying the grind and the different formats and the different challenges?
I think it's been amazing being able to sort of do it, or going into my third full-time year. I think like everyone in Wellington, like the culture we have here is quite welcoming and very comfortable. It's always nice to see the lads every other day, and we always have banter. And then, like, I think we bond well as a unit. And I think we bond well as a whole sort of Cricket Wellington franchise, and it's just brilliant to be involved in. Right,
let's get down to the nitty gritty with the Firebirds this year. You've got a few newly contracted players: Jacob Buller, Troy Johnson, an off-season transfer from Auckland for Finn Allen. A few of your under-19 teammates there. How are they tracking?
Oh, they're awesome. I've played a lot of cricket with those guys, especially Troy. I went to school with him, and we played first 11 cricket since I was like 13 together. So it was awesome to see his progression and get a contract this year. And obviously played with Jacob and Finn in the World Cup in 2018, and Finn in the 2016 edition as well. So it's just awesome to see like how people have come sort of from different districts and how you managed to end up playing with each other even after an under-19 level. And obviously they're all very talented players. So it's just awesome to be involved in them and just learning and growing with each other.
Yeah, and a guy who a little bit later in his career has earned his first contract by the name of Michael Sneddon. That is, of course, the son of New Zealand great fast bowler and current New Zealand cricket employee and former CEO Martin Sneddon. 27 years of age, a pretty cool story getting his first contract. He's 6 foot plenty, so how do you like facing him in the net so far?
Yeah, I love Sneeds. He's honestly one of the best blokes ever, and like he's just such a nice guy. But facing him in the nets is always not nice because you go forward and it hits your stickers. And it's pretty uncomfortable. But no, I'm so stoked for Sneds.
Looking through the rest, obviously, plenty of class batting with yourself, Rachin. A guy by the name of Devon Conway, who topped every single batting chart last season, domestic player of the year 2 years in a row. The all-rounder Logan Van Beek, who had a fantastic super smash last season and started in the final with a couple of great grabs. Tommy Blundell, when he's back, will have the gloves, the bowling of Ollie Newton. And, of course, the larger-than-life character, Hamish Bennett. He's going around for another season of bowling hard length, refereeing the touch games, I'm told, and doing Ray Warren impressions. Is that how you see it?
Yeah, that's how I see it. Like, obviously, all those guys are such leaders in our unit and provide valuable guidance to all us younger players and even to the senior players. But yeah, it's all touch rugby is all not necessarily my game, Willie, as I think you might imagine.
More of a b-baller, aren't you?
Yeah, I follow b-ball a lot, but
cricketer.
cricketer. But I just stand on the wing and see what happens. But Benny's always good value in those touch rugby games. It gets pretty heated sometimes, and there's a couple of little spots of niggle, but we end up coming strong through it.
Yeah, I'm told that he certainly rates himself as a potential future NRL referee. Let's get across to the Wellington Blaze, the ruthless Wellington Blaze. And when they've got all their white ferns there, the likes of Divine, the Kerr sisters ×2. Rachel Priest has stepped back this season, so I think Jess McFadden might get a chance there as the keeper. But there's a couple of youngsters on the scene as well. An 18-year-old by the name of Zara Jetley and, of course, Beth Maloney as well. What can you tell us about them?
Yeah, I think I've seen Zara played a bit of Super Smash last year, and I think Beth has as well. And I think they're both exciting talents, like both 18, 19, I think, around that sort of age. And it's like awesome to see them also during the winter, putting them the time in the gym on Friday mornings, Friday evenings. And the nets, I've seen them a lot, and it's just awesome to kind of see what the future holds for them as well. And it's great to see them working hard and hopefully contributing to winning trophies for the Blaze.
I mean, I think the hashtag down there is We Are Wellington. So that kind of one-team mantra, it's probably not just a catchphrase for you guys. It seems like something you kind of live and breathe as a major association. Yeah,
I think the culture that we've built, that everyone's built in Wellington is just like everyone's together. That's togetherness. And I think it's awesome to have, whether it's the Firebirds or whether it's the Wellington A's, whether it's the Blaze, whether it's the staff. I think we all work together and have work on a common goal, which is obviously winning trophies. And I think that support system starts from even grassroots cricket and even our age group cricketers. But I think it's just amazing to see that sort of culture come through Cricket Wellington, which I'm not sure if it has been in the past, but right now I think it's looking pretty strong.
Absolutely. Seems like a good place to be. And of course, Cricket Wellington have waived the club registrations this season as well. So throwing that out to there. What's your club down there and how do they go, Rachin?
Yeah, so we're the Hutt District Cricket Club, where we won the club comp last year, PS Cup. So that was obviously huge. Everyone was fizzing. Yeah, it was first time in a lot of years. I'm not even sure we've won that trophy before. But the way Cricket Wellington have done it, if they've done the top division of clubs, is it's split 6 and 6. So they've got 2 competitions for top club cricket, and it really encourages more Firebirds playing games and makes it a lot more competitive, which I think is brilliant, and bring the standard of club cricket higher and higher after every year.
Awesome. And obviously with COVID-19 and the pandemic and some tough times as well, choosing to waive the club registration for the fees will no doubt help the club scene.
Absolutely. I think that's an amazing initiative by Cricket Wellington. I think if the clubs can afford to get more players on the park, I think it's amazing to see more people get involved, and I think that will happen because of the result of these registration fees being waived.
Absolutely. Well, look, we're going to move further up the country now, but Rachin, we really appreciate you beaming in, coming into the Cricket Wellington offices ahead of training. We wish you, the Blaze, as well, all the best this season, and yeah, we can't wait to see you out on that park.
Thanks, Willie. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Up on the Cricket Nation Cast domestic special, and we're heading to the green pastures of the Hinds and the Stags. Yes, it's Central Districts and a major association which covers regions in the South and the North Island, from Tasman to Taranaki and Hawke's Bay. And we're going to be joined, well, we are joined right now by one of the stars of the Hinds, and she's currently with the White Ferns over in Australia. It's Natalie Dodd. Nat, welcome to the show.
Hi, Willie. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're going to talk a bit of domestic cricket here, both the Hinds and the Stags, and probably if we look quickly back at last season by the lofty standards of Central Districts, you probably didn't quite get to the higher standards. I know you guys only just missed out on the HBJ finals, but I suppose both sides will be pretty hungry for some success and better results this season.
Yeah, for sure. I think, both the men and women's team are strong, and by our standards, we didn't bring home the silverware that we would have liked to. But I think, it's speaking from the Hinds point of view, I think, I think we're better for it after our HBJ win the year before. And I think we came into it a little bit complacent and expected things to sort of happen the way they had the year before. So, our key for us is it being a real team thing and everyone doing their job. And I think, this year we're going to be a lot more focused than we were last year. But we've got that success to draw on from a couple of seasons. And we made some really good improvements in our T20 game from the season before as well. So I think we're as a whole quite a young side, and I think we're just getting better and better.
Absolutely, and you can look back at those HBJ campaigns, and the Stags, of course, were second in the Plunket Shield before that got cut short. We've mentioned the geographical spread of the association. Can you give the fans an idea out there of, I suppose, how that works, particularly pre-season and during season, with trying to get everyone together, and I suppose how you can overcome that?
Yeah, it's definitely unique, and it is a challenge that we face. But I think, CD work as an association, do it really well and put a lot of work into giving all the players supports, regardless of where they are in the country, whether they're in Nelson or Napier, New Plymouth. It's a really big area, and this year they've put a lot of work into establishing sort of hubs. So there's sort of coaching hubs, and we've got Napier, and then there's one sort of Palmy, and then another one in the Taranaki area. So it's definitely a challenge, but I think, we have to work extra hard. I know a lot of the boys are based in the Hawke's Bay, but for the girls, we're all over the country, really, especially with people working with jobs and uni as well. So we just have to put that bit more effort into making sure that we, connect with each other, and lockdown was a really good opportunity for us to discover Zoom and wonder why we hadn't been using this more. So we've been, connecting over social media, Zoom, and we had a few weeks back, we had our 24-hour slog challenge that we did to raise money for the Mental Health Foundation. So that was an opportunity for us to come together as a group. So it was a team building thing, a physical challenge, but also a way for us to raise money for charity as well. So that was a great sort of lead into the season for us, and a good way to touch base.
Absolutely. And I imagine that yourself as a school teacher, you had to get used to using a lot more Zoom this winter with the lockdown.
Yeah, definitely. It was a bit of a crash course on how to use a lot of the technology. But yeah, at the moment it's going well. We're back in the classroom. It's definitely easier. But yeah, it's had its challenges for sure.
Well, we appreciate you using the technology to join us all the way over there in Brisbane. If we just look at the personnel for the Hinds going into this season, of course, Jamie Watkins is your coach again. You've got four White Ferns, including yourself, who are currently on tour. Hannah Rowe, the Palmerston North legend. You've got Rosemary Mayer, known as Rocco, and of course the big hitting Jess Watkins. So four, White Ferns players who I imagine are kind of the senior players, and you'll be all over there sort of scheming on how to get your hands back on the HBJ and potentially even the Dream 11 Super Smash title. Oh,
for sure. I think it's great to have so many of the Hinds over here. It's it's great not just for the association, but for our team. I know Rowi's been pretty excited. I think she was the Lone Ranger for a little while there, being the only sort of Hinds representative. So I think she's enjoying having more of the green girls there. And it's great. It's great for us. The more cricket we're getting, the more preparation and training we're getting. We're bringing all of that and all of our learnings back to our Hinds side when we get back. So yeah, it's definitely great and great for the association.
Absolutely. And Nat, if you could pick out a player for us to watch from the Hinds for the fans out there to keep an eye on as we head into this 2020-2021 season.
I think I've got a couple of young ones that I think, have grown from the last few seasons with experience and are really starting to cement themselves on the side. So first one probably be Claudia Greene, who had a great season for us as a bowler last year and just going from strength to strength. Really useful, gets a lot of swing, but I think last season we saw her really improve in her consistency and showed she was a real wicket taker. And the other young one coming through too would be Reese. She was a big part of our win of the HBJ. She played a big role in us winning that title a couple of seasons back. So I think she's getting better and better and useful with the bat as well. So yeah, a couple of young ones that are coming through for us.
Yeah. No, that's great. And we'll certainly keep an eye out for those two young bowlers. Let's quickly switch our focus across to your male counterparts. And this is a team that, are so often up there competing for the titles. And it's really no wonder when you look through the list. I mean, the bowlers, Blair Tickner, Ben Wheeler, Seth Rance, Adam Milne, and of course, new dad, Doug Bracewell. The batting, you've got the experience of Greg Hay, Captain Tom Bruce there, George Worker, the left-hander, Josh Clarkson with some bombs, Dane Cleaver as well. He'll take the gloves. He came off a terrific double 100 in the Plunket Shield there last season. The newly contracted players, and I'm going to race through all of this because there's a lot of information, but you got the keeper, Bailey Wiggins, who'll be backing up Dane Cleaver there, who might play a bit of A cricket. Young paceman Ray Toole and spinner Jaden Lennox, who could actually get a bit of a go if Ajaz is up on Black Caps duty. Of course, Ajaz, Ross Taylor and Will Young are contracted by the Black Caps. So I suppose when you look through that lineup and you say those names, and you guys probably get the chance to train around them, I'm assuming, or see them in action, Nat Dodd, it's a pretty impressive squad the Stags have.
Oh, it certainly is. And they've got, some real experience in there, obviously, with the Black Caps and the Black Cap contracted players. Such a strong bowling unit. That's always been a strength. And we're also seeing some really promising young players. But I think, the senior players are really stepping up. I think, the likes of Dane Cleaver had an outstanding season last year for them, and it'll be great to have Will Young back from injury and Adam Milne fit and rearing to go, and they've got so many good players, and with the Super Smash and the way that it's going at the moment, we have got the opportunity to sort of see a bit more of the guys and support them with the double headers as well. So that's been great to be able to see a bit more of them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned a couple of injuries there. So it could be a case of beware the wounded Stags if they get them all fit and firing this season. Also, a guy I missed was Brad Schmoolian there, who picked up a contract halfway through last season. And people probably remember him a couple of years ago with that terrific Big Daddy double 100 on first class debut, which broke a 140-year record. I just want to quickly mention those double headers, Nat, and what it is like for both the teams to travel together and play a curtain raiser to one another, and I suppose how that try and get a bit of a roll on as teams together.
Yeah, it's great. I think it's great for the fans as well, getting an opportunity to see two games. We saw that especially at one of our favourite places to play is Pukekura Park, and we saw that with, especially over the Christmas New Year period, having some quite substantial crowds coming in, and for us as the girls, we don't normally play in front of that many people, so it's been great for us to get some more supporters and bringing some people to the women's game that might not have watched many games before, but also for us to have the experience of playing in front of more people it's really great.
Absolutely. And if you haven't taken in a game at Pukekura Park, I can assure you it's a fantastic experience there, and the terrace is cut down like that, although you wouldn't want to be too close to a Ross Taylor crossbat or a Jess Watkin one there on the terrace. Just finally, Nat, it's a couple of seasons since you moved from Northern Spirit. How are you enjoying the adjustment from franchises and the change of scenery?
Yeah, so this will be my third season with the Green, and yeah, no, I love it. I think it's fantastic team culture, great bunch of teammates, and led by our coach Jamie Watkins, who's real supportive of us and a great coach. So yeah, no, I love wearing the green and yeah, love representing Central District. So really looking forward to the season ahead.
Absolutely. Well, look, we really thank you for giving us some time, particularly when you're across the Tasman over there in isolation. We wish the Hinds and the Stags the best this domestic season, and we wish the White Ferns all the best taking on Australia over there in 3 one-days and 3 T20s. So thanks very much for joining us, Nat, and good luck.
Cool. Thanks, Willie.
It's to the mainland we go now, and it's the big off-season signing for Canterbury, who joins me, Daryl Mitchell, moving down from Northern Districts and Hamilton into the Garden City. And Daryl, welcome to the show. How's that? You tried on that red and black eye patch yet, mate?
Hey, Willie, how you going? Yeah, it actually arrived in the mail with my Canterbury helmet the other day, but pretty hard to bat with on. So, yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, they're famous for that, the old Cantabs one-eyed. How has it been, in all seriousness, mate, so far? How have you enjoyed the move since getting down there and getting into the pre-season?
Yeah, no, it's been cool. Obviously, yeah, as you say, one-eyed, but it's quite cool how loyal this community is around their sporting teams. You only have to look at the rugby next door and how well they're doing. And, yeah, it'd be quite nice to have those supporters cheering me on this year, so I'm looking forward to that. But, yeah, the move to Christchurch is going really well, and as a family, we're enjoying it. And cricket-wise, it's a really good bunch of boys as well. So I'm looking forward to the summer.
Absolutely. Well, we've seen you down there in the NZC High Performance Marquee at the Bert Sutcliffe Oval in Lincoln there. So, I mean, in terms of a training resource, I imagine it's been pretty good to have quite a lot of your winter spent on grass.
Yeah. For me personally, it's been really nice to be based in one place and be able to sort of show up to work and be able to train each day and not have to travel around the country to get on grass or do other things. So, yeah, from a personal point of view, I couldn't have asked for any better preparation, really. And yeah, as a team to, be able to spend pretty much each day with the group and not be split all over the place has been really cool. So I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, you mentioned it's a proud sporting province, and obviously the Crusaders went and did it again this season, but no trophies for the Red and Blacks in the cricket over 5 competitions last year. So I imagine the motivation amongst the Kings and the Magicians is pretty high heading into the 2020-21 season. Yeah,
I think both teams, if you look on paper, they've got a great core of senior players who have played a lot of first-class domestic cricket now. But also there's some really cool youngsters coming through that I think could really take on the country. So, yeah, I think both teams will be looking forward to hopefully winning some trophies. You need a bit of luck to go your way for those to happen. But, both teams are working really hard to try and make that happen. And I'm sure we'll sneak a little trophy in the cabinet at some point.
Well, absolutely. Let's have a look at the men's side there. Obviously, the changes, Andy Ellis and Stephen Murdoch retiring after really, long careers and proud careers as well. Yourself, you've come into the province. A couple of new contracts for Tyler Lawton and Sean Davey there, a batter and a bowler. Tell me about how those guys have been going.
Yeah, anytime you get your first contract, it's a pretty exciting time, especially for those guys. So, yeah, they're working pretty hard. The chance to be a full-time cricketer is something that every kid dreams of, and I know that they're absolutely loving it, and the chance to play for Canterbury. I know they both have before in the past, but to actually have a contract and to be able to put all your efforts into, trying to perform for this team is pretty cool. So yeah, those two are working hard. Tyler's obviously a very good batsman, and Sean, I've played a little bit of ND with him back in the day, and he's a handy little bowler. So yeah, hopefully they get a crack this summer, and we'll see what they can do.
Well, we talked of service to the domestic game with Andrew and Stephen who've retired, but what about this bloke who's come back in, Peter Fulton, the long-time serving captain there at Canterbury, coached you as the batting coach with the Black Caps, but he's come back to the province to coach in the head coach role there. What's he brought to the squad in the pre-season?
Yeah, Fultz is obviously a very passionate Canterbury man through and through. His record speaks for itself as a player, and as a coach, I've thoroughly enjoyed him so far. He's quite a calm, sort of relaxed demeanour, but you know that when he speaks, it's bang on the money. So I know the group really have enjoyed him so far, and we're just looking forward to really getting stuck in. I think, I look at our whole management crew as a whole. We've got a really good balance, and I think the boys are really enjoying how everything's going.
Yeah, I imagine Fulton would run a pretty, well, if it's anything like when he was in with the Black Cats, pretty relaxed sort of ship. But then when it come down to the business, the jokes sort of fall aside, and he wants you to get on with it.
Yeah, like he knows how cricket works. We all play it for fun, so he definitely keeps that relaxed environment. But at the same time, he makes you work pretty hard, and he makes sure that you're doing the right things, which I think is a great balance. And I know he'll bring the best out of a lot of guys this summer.
Absolutely. And Daz, if you could pick someone for us to keep an eye on in the Canterbury Med side, this side, who would you single out?
There's a few lads, but I mean Jack Boyle, for example, opening batter. I think he had a great end of the run last summer. Did really well, and he sort of part of the winter squad and doing the yards this winter. I think he ran 21 or something on the yo-yo for a big, tall, skinny ginger. He's done pretty well. So I'm looking forward to seeing him do his thing. And I also Ed Nuttall and Henry Shipley are two young bowlers who play a little bit now, but the work that they've put in this winter, they're looking really good, and hopefully they can come out firing this summer.
Fantastic. And let's get across to the Magicians. They've also got a new head coach this season, a former Wellington first-class player in the name of Reese Morgan. He's got a pretty impressive resume, Daz. I think he coached there at Wellington, also Fiji national coach and Bangladesh batting consultant. So, pretty good pedigree to be coming in to help the Magicians. Yeah, no,
that's a very impressive resume. And I think, anytime you get a coach with that sort of experience around any teams, it's amazing. So I've seen the last few weeks working with the girls in the centre there, and he's doing a great job. So, hopefully can put a few wins on the board and win that Super Smash title would be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you look through that squad, and obviously Frankie Mcmakai, she's been breaking the records in the recent seasons to become Canterbury's leading run scorer now, and certainly takes her fair share of wickets. Amy Satterthwaite back from maternity leave, currently in Australia with the White Ferns over there. You got Kate Ibrahim, who's also played for the White Ferns and on tour. Jacinta Savage, who's been upgraded to a NZC development contract. So they've certainly got the talent within that group to challenge for titles this season.
Yeah, like I said, with the men's team, I think the women's team is very similar in the fact that they've got some great international players, and Amy and Leah, and then quite a young group that have got a chance to shine on the stage. Obviously, Frankie, her record speaks for itself. She's done very well over a long period of time, but her experience that she's able to rub off onto those younger players will be invaluable. And I think it's an exciting time for both teams.
Absolutely. And before we leave you from the mainland there, Daz, you got a chance to get down to Hagley Oval yet and sort of get that feeling that it's going to be your home ground from now on?
Yeah, we actually, when we first got down here, I actually just went for a little walk around and had a look and thought, this is my home now. I'm excited. Like, as a player playing at Hagley, it's always been pretty cool. So for this to now be my home and looking forward to walking out in the red and black on there for sure.
Yeah, and I imagine the first game against ND will be a good one as well, coming back against your old province and plenty of old mates.
Yeah, I'm sure the boys might have a few things to say, but I'm obviously very lucky to have played for ND for a number of years and made some very good friends. But once we cross that rope, it'll be all on, that's for sure.
Absolutely, plenty of people watching with interest in that one. And what does the next couple of weeks look like for the Canterbury men there before you open the season?
Yeah, we've got Otago and some warm-up games, and after 6 months off, I think we've done enough training now. We're just looking forward to actually getting into some game time. So, we'll look forward to that, and then obviously build up to that middle to late October when that first Plunket Shield game starts, and we'll be pretty excited.
Awesome. Well, Daryl, we really thank you for giving us some of your time today. We're looking forward to seeing you in the red and black this season. We wish all the best to yourself and the Canterbury women's team down there in Canterbury.
Cheers, Willie. Thanks.
Okay, it's the final stanza of the Cricket Nation cast, and we're going down to the blue and gold country of Otago cricket, where we're joined by Sparks HBJ one-day captain Bella James. Bella, thanks for joining us. How are things down in Dunedin?
G'day, Willie. Thanks for having me. Good. We're straight into pre-season training. Girls have been training hard down at the High Performance Centre, and the boys as well. They're up in Canterbury at the moment, doing their warm-up games against the Canterbury men. But no, the girls are fizzing to get back into it. Got Craig coming back on board, which is pretty cool to have him. But yeah, no, back to business, which is pretty cool.
Pre-season for Otago is a little bit different to the other regions. Obviously, it's a little harder to grow grass down in the deep south. So how do you try and grow grass? Sorry, how do you try and overcome that as a region?
You do the best you can. I mean, we are lucky to have the indoor facility down at the Eco Centre with four good lanes. But hopefully by October, we try to get onto the grass, but always pushing about mid-November, a couple of weeks before we play.
Yeah, absolutely. I mentioned you mentioned there your new coach Craig coming. Obviously, haven't had a lot of time with him, but so far, how's it gone? What's he brought to the group?
He's already made a huge impact. The girls are loving him. He brings a different side to the team in terms of mental skills and preparation, which I think a few of us are excited about. And then just the wealth of knowledge with both bat and ball, and the girls are kind of fizzing to get what they can off him and grow as a team, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, his first-class record, most first-class centuries. He's obviously played at the highest level, commentated. He's administrated as well. So he's kind of got all the skin in the game. Just looking at the Sparks in particular, made a decent run at the Dream 11 Super Smash last year. Knocked out in the elimination final, but struggled in the HBJ. So, what are we expecting this season?
Yeah, the HBJ last year we had a bit of a different kind of focus. We had more of a development focus, and then obviously T20 was our full performance with the White Ferns and the two Australian girls, which were awesome to have. But same again, I guess, keep progressing with the 50s. We'll have the three White Ferns for those 3 games. Well, Susie for the last, which would be cool. And then, Polly Ingalls is back into the side this year, coming back from England, which is exciting. And she always adds a lot with the bat. So no, the girls hopefully will can win a game with the 50s, but we'll see how we go.
Well, much brighter in the Super Smash, and you mentioned having the likes of Susie Bates, Katie Martin. I think you've also got Hayley Jensen there as well, who's played for the White Ferns a lot. So, plenty to call on and hopefully bring through, because you've got quite a bit of talented younger players. I think Eden Carson, the young spinner who picked up an NZC development contract this year.
Yeah, she had an incredible season last year with the ball in particular, picked up a fifer. So she's definitely going strength to strength, and she's only been involved with a couple of seasons with the Sparks, so it's pretty cool to see where she's at, and hopefully another good season from her.
Absolutely. And if you had to pick out any other younger players, I mean, you've mentioned Eden there, Polly, who was overseas playing last year. Is there any other players that the fans need to keep their eyes out for?
Got to go with Emma Black, our opening seamer. Yeah, she's growing big guns back. She's doing a bit of training at the development camps, which is cool, but she's definitely one to watch.
Okay, very good. And you're only 21, but already you're already captaining your region. You've already had a couple of knee surgeries as well, which is preventing you from getting the gloves on as much. So what are we seeing from you this season? A bit of batting up in the top order and bowling some tweakers potentially.
Yeah, the old knees aren't so good with the keeping. So getting a bit of spinning. Old knees. I've been through a bit. But yeah, just adding something else to the bow, I guess. Learning a bit of off spin. Braces has been helping me down in the nets, and then with my batting, obviously Craig has given me that confidence I need going through to the season. So I'm fizzing. It'll be awesome.
Now you also captained your school, which was full of sort of future sparks as well. Can you tell us a little bit about the Mafia from St Hilda's down there?
Yeah, St Hilda's. Obviously Neil Rosenberg, the legend. We had, I want to say we've got about 8 to 9 girls that have come from St Hilda's have played for the Sparks, which is pretty cool. There's probably more than that. And then obviously one Kate playing for the White Ferns, which is pretty cool. But yeah, to win it in my last year was pretty cool. Pretty emotional for the old coach.
Yeah, I bet. And Kate Heffernan, who you're referring to there, played for the White Ferns, just switched across to netball at the moment, but you never know. He could come back at the end and bowl those left arm swingers. Let's have a look at the men's side. And, they went through to making the Ford Trophy final last year. Looking through the players, I mean, they've really improved their white ball cricket a lot, haven't they? You look at Duffy, Smith, rip on with the ball, obviously as well with the bat. You got Nick Kelly, Neil Broom, and your Anaru Kitchen as well. So I suppose things will be looking up for them as they head into another season with pretty high hopes, I'd imagine.
Yeah, definitely. Michael and Nathan definitely both bat and ball were on fire last season. And then likes of Chewy coming through with the gloves. Pretty cool to see his development. But yeah, no, it's exciting. I think the boys are really gunning. I mean, we've both got knocked out in the elimination T20, so definitely got the potential to go that one step further. So fingers crossed.
Absolutely. Max Chew, obviously the gloveman there as well. Played in New Zealand under-19s a couple of years ago. Newly contracted this season. They got Jared Mcmakai coming down from maybe CD potentially. Have you seen much of him around the traps or bowling in the indoors?
I've only seen a couple of times. I heard he's going to probably add a little bit with the bat and ball. Sorry. But yeah, no, it's exciting to have definitely more younger guys coming through. It's the same with the females. I guess we've definitely got a bit of growth coming, which is pretty cool to see. Yeah.
I was talking to a couple of your White Ferns Sparks teammates over in Brisbane, where they're playing at the moment for a little bit of sort of inside line on the Sparks, and they described it as when you're all there, it's a pretty fun environment to be part of. There's a lot of music, a lot of laughter. Is that kind of what you guys sort of, I suppose, try and pride yourself on, is having a good time and then trying to let the results take care of themselves?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you looked at us when we warm up, I think the music's going. We're still playing football about 10 minutes probably before kickoff, because there's always that competition of, oh no, one more, we've got it, But no, the girls, it's such an awesome environment, and to have the three White Ferns to learn off and always giving advice with Marty and Susie. So, and the girls thrive off it. You can definitely tell when they're back in the team, the environment and everything kind of lifts up again. Cool.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, and especially exciting this year with the Super Smash and that window where basically you're going to be able to have your White Ferns for the entire Super Smash season. So it's going to be really competitive with all the major associations allowed to able to access their White Ferns and Black Caps for double headers.
Yeah, and to be all double headers with the men's pretty cool as well. Getting to see each other play, and it'll be cool. Excited.
Yeah, absolutely. And just finally, Bella, you're obviously joining us from Bell McEwen School there. I think where you're a sports coordinator, but you've also got a role in the Year Girls campaign, where I believe you're helping out, and promoting cricket in the school for younger girls and try and get them into the game at an early age. Yeah,
it's a pretty cool initiative from New Zealand Cricket, and to be a part of it is an awesome chance to kind of give back as well, because cricket's given me a lot. So to get some girls involved in the game at a young age and make it fun and exciting and colourful and all that sort of thing, it's pretty cool. And we've seen some awesome growth in the Otago region, which is good to see.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, and especially with a World Cup on the horizon here in New Zealand next year, to try and inspire the next generation, something pretty cool to be involved with. So we wish you luck with that. We wish you luck with the season to come as well in the HBJ and the Dream 11 Super Smash, and thanks for giving us some of your time there. Hopefully you can get out on the grass soon and get ready for the season.
Fingers crossed. Thanks, Willie.